Rajgir is an ancient city in the Nalanda district of Bihar. It is located approximately 100 kilometers from Patna, the capital city. One of the historical attractions in the city of Rajgir is the remains of the stupa built by Ajatashatru in the 5th century BC. The stupa is located near the Venuvana Park, a forest gifted to Buddha when he was in the city. The stupa built by Ajatashatru is among the 8 stupas that originally contained the relics of Buddha. All that remain now are a plinth and some stone pillars standing on the plinth. The pillars are considered to be from a much later date. So who was Ajatashatru and why is this stupa significant? Before we go into these details, do consider subscribing to this channel if you are an enthusiast of Indian history. Ajatashatru was a king belonging to the Haryanka dynasty. He ruled this region known as Magadha in the eastern part of India with its capital at Rajagriha, the present-day Rajgir. His father Bimbisara had played a major role in expanding the kingdom of Magadha. After Bimbisara conquered the Anga dynasty, he made his son Ajatashatru the governor of that province. Anga region comprised of the present-day West Bengal, parts of Odisha, and Bangladesh. It was a strategically important region as it gave access to important trade routes and coastal areas for overseas commerce. However, Ajatashatru was power hungry and was not satisfied with ruling only the province of Anga. He staged a coup and took over power from his father and put him in a prison until he died. Ajatashatru further expanded his kingdom by annexing several powerful kingdoms surrounding Magadha. His empire covered the present-day states of Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal, parts of Odisha and Uttar Pradesh, and some regions of the present-day Bangladesh and Nepal. Ajatashatru is also credited for the discovery of 2 war weapons. Mahashilantaka, a large-sized catapult for throwing huge rocks at the enemies, and Rathamusala, a chariot fitted with mace and driven through enemy ranks to mow down large number of people. Ajatashatru was a contemporary of 2 religious leaders, Mahavira, the founder of Jainism, and Gautama Buddha, the founder of Buddhism. He had great regards for both of them. He allowed the Buddhist Sangha to function in his kingdom. One of the inscriptions at Bharut tells us that Ajatashatru visited there to pay respects to Buddha. One of the reliefs on the stupa there shows Raja Ajatashatru riding an elephant and moving with the procession to visit the Chaitya with Buddha's footprints. The inscription there reads, Ajatashatru Bhagavato Vandate, meaning Ajatashatru owes to Buddha. Before Buddha passed away, one of his favorite disciples, Ananda, tried to ascertain how he wanted to be honored after his death. To this the Buddha replied that his ashes were to be buried under earth that was Tupikata, meaning heaped up like rice in a bowl of alms. The tradition of placing bones and ashes of a revered person under a mound of earth known as Tupa was common in the region north of the Ganges. After the death of Buddha in Kushinagara, his body was cremated on a pyre of fragrant wood. The ashes and bones were then gathered by a Brahmin called Drona. There was an argument about who should get these relics. To settle it, the relics were divided into 8 parts, each part enough to fill a small pot. The first share of these relics went to Ajatashatru of Magadha, the powerful king whose kingdom lay to the south of river Ganga. The second portion was given to the Lichavi rulers of Vaishali who ruled on the northern side of Ganga. The third went to Bulis of Alagappa, fourth to an influential Brahmin of Vetadipa, fifth to the Mallas of Kushinagara, sixth to the Mallas of Pava, seventh to the Kolyas of Ramagrama, and the 8th to the Sakyas of Kapilavastu, Buddha's native place. 8 stupas were erected by the recipients in their respective regions. Ajatashatru got back the portion of Buddha's relics that he received to his capital Rajagriha and built a stupa above it. This stupa was built near Venuvana, the bamboo garden that was gifted to Buddha by his father Bimbisara. The Chinese traveler Fahin mentions about the Ajatashatru stupa in his travel records. 2 centuries later, Emperor Ashoka decided that he will open all the 8 original Mahaparinirvana stupas that contain Buddha's relics. His intention was to redistribute the relics across his kingdom as a way of spreading the message of Buddhism. He was successful in opening up 7 stupas, including the Ajatashatru stupa at Rajgir. The only stupa that he could not open was the one at Ramagram due to a stiff resistance by the Naga rulers there. According to some Buddhist texts, Ashoka is said to have built 84,000 stupas across his kingdom. This seems to be an exaggerated number, but Ashoka did build many stupas. Huensang, who came to India during the rule of Harshavardhana, mentions about a stupa built by Ashoka in Rajgir. He may be referring to the Ajatashatru stupa that may have been rebuilt by Emperor Ashoka. Here and in other places where Ashoka opened up the original relic stupas, he is said to have reconstructed the stupas with a small portion of the Buddha relics in them. This nondescript structure, now standing by the side of the highway, is an important monument in the history of Buddhism.